What's happening? What's happening, good people? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Y'all know who it is. It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, coming to you live and direct from the Reverend's Design Team Hair Salon early in the morning before I get started. And I said, I got a few minutes. Let me take a second to upload a video about a topic that's always hot in the hair salon around this time. And the topic would be, does the weather affect my hair? I mean, working behind the chair, people have a lot of concerns about their hair, particularly as it relates to the hair shedding, as it relates to breakage, as it relates to dullness, and sometimes even hair loss. And when that topic comes up, oftentimes around this time of the year, you know what? It's associated with the weather, particularly as the weather gets colder. Now, the fall season right here in Cleveland, it isn't as frigid as some other climates, but in Cleveland, the fall season can get a little bit arctic, okay? And so the belief is that when the seasons change, what happens is like the leaves begin to fall, the temperatures begin to drop. And so people just kind of automatically associate, the hair fall, the hair breakage. Sometimes people really believe in their heart, you know what? That has to do with the seasonal changes. And so here's what they don't tell you at the hair salon. Now, you guys know before I drop the ballistics on this, I want you to do a couple of things, right? Number one, I want y'all to hit that thumbs up button if you're really digging, my channel. And then number two, hit that little bell icon over there so that when I upload a video, you'll be notified. Key Lolo, it's going down. She about to drop it. She didn't just drop another video, okay? So do those two things because that will, of course, put me in the algorithm just like everybody else. So we all keep saying the same thing because we're all vying for your attention. So now that I have it, let me give you the answer. Excuse me. So here it is in a nutshell. So the changes of the season, it does not affect the hair in the manner that most people think it is, particularly as it relates to hair breakage, hair loss, things of that nature. Now, if you're out in the climate, you will, of course, notice a difference in your hair. So like it's construction season. So people are out there, working in the, in the manholes and they're up in the ladders, So if you're outside in the elements and the weather change, of course, you're definitely going to see a physical difference in the hair. That's number one. So it depends on what you're doing outside as the weather changes. Number two, there are some studies that are saying that when the weather changes, the hair can go through a state where you might just see a little bit more shedding, and that would be because there are three stages of growth. You have anagen, catagen, and telogen. And telogen is the phase where the hair begins to exit from the follicle. So some people that will, happen, but again, it's just kind of like, it just varies from person to person. So, but that's a study and it's not, absolutely conclusive. So they're still kind of trying to, work this situation out. So depending on where you're getting your sources from, you are going to read that it does affect it. But when you read further into the article, which you will have to read, when you read these articles, don't just be caught by the headline. Actually go and read the entire article, because what you will discover is that they're typically saying it's inconclusive, okay? So now here is the real huggy lowdown. What's happening when the seasons change is that typically we are changing our diets. So what they don't tell you at the hair salon is that it would be the changes in our diet, our level of activity, what we're eating, and then of course what we're drinking, and then going to the bathroom, what I'm saying? So those those 5 components, which are featured, guess where at, guys? You guessed it, in my book. It goes more into detail about it, so I'm not going to bore you too much on the channel, but I am just going to kind of break down why that is. And so the number one reason why that happens is because it would be your water intake or lack thereof, your food intake or lack thereof or change, your level of activity, lack thereof or change. You see where I'm going? Going to the bathroom, lack thereof or change. That's what's really happening when the weather changes. So when the weather changes, we typically, start to drink less water and go into more coffees and cocos and teas. Not that those don't have any water content in them, but there's nothing like a good old-fashioned bottle of, H2O. So while I'm saying that, let me just flatulate my liquids, okay? Hold on. Oh, I like to practice what I preach. That's one good thing about these YouTube channels. You could just keep it 100, you know what I'm saying? So that's really the number one thing that we see the most. So people begin to drink less water and go more into your teas, your coffees, your frappes, all that mochi amalato. I don't drink those things, but you guys know what I'm talking about, okay? Second would definitely be your diet. So you may not stop eating, but as the weather gets warmer, let's keep it 100. We want some biscuits for these hips, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes with a little bit more bread, a little bit more butter. We're gonna start eating those beans and cornbread, going to the restaurant, have a little pumpernickel with a little butter. Keep on saying bread and butter, So the more we eat processed foods, the more our immune system, is used to help break this stuff down. Then of course you're gonna start to see all of this affect, your hair. And I know you're like, the immune system ain't got nothing to do with your hair. Now, well, what happens is you're eating more processed foods, remember? And so it would be the processed foods that is not nearly as nourishing, right, as your whole foods that in the summertime or the warmer seasons, we definitely have the propensity to do what? Eat more roughage. And the summer is hot. So who wants a big old bowl of beans with some cornbread or a plate of greens, with some hot sauce smothered, maybe a kale salad, but not too many people are cooking, when it's hot, just because it's hot. So again, that's really what's happening. So it would be the change in our diet, particularly going from, foods that are rich and raw, like your fruits and vegetables, and then you're moving on over to maybe you're starting to cook that spinach, whereas in the summer, you probably ate that spinach raw. In the summer, you'll probably eat that kale salad and put it in the bag, because kale lasts longer than what, your romaine lettuce or your iceberg lettuce. So people have, again, the propensity to eat that more, in the summer raw, as opposed to in the winter or fall season, we have a tendency to cook. Let's saute, the spinach and put a little garlic in it. So that's not nearly as nutritional as if you would eat the spinach raw. So these are the things that are really going to have an effect on your hair as the seasons begin to change. And then of course, as it gets colder, we're really moving away, from those types of foods. So what I encourage everybody to do is to make sure you continue on, with that diet, that water intake. And when you do that, of course, that's most certainly going to help you do what? Get the boo-boo out your bubble gut, So you don't want to, not go to the bathroom. There's no other way to say it, y'all. You got to get on the toilet. And the toilet going never gets talked about in beauty unless, you're maybe an exercise physiologist, because these people know the importance of going to the bathroom. Of course, your gastroenterologist. These are the people who know the importance of going to the bathroom. But at the hair salon, we really don't talking about, doing the number 2, but you really have to go to the bathroom, because when you get rid of the toxins, you get like, they're out. And so when the toxins are in your body, they express themselves where at? Primarily first on the skin, because the skin is the largest organ, right? And guess what is a part of that organ? Your hair. I know you like, girl, bye, boy, why? So yes, your hair is definitely a part of that largest organ of the body. So it is imperative, that you get on the toilet and do the number 2. Make sure you're going to the bathroom frequently. Drink the water, because the water helps do what? Flush. So drink, drink, drink. Now don't put no vodka in it. I'm just saying. And if you must, do Tito's, okay? No, I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding. No, make sure you drink, as much water as you possibly can. People ask me all the time, Ladosha, your color, it looks rich all the time. I know you have on makeup and your skin, it just looks so smooth, and in your fingernails, you got your own line of polish, and they really think I'm doing something magical. First of all, I keep telling y'all, oh, there's a little lip on myself. So first of all, I keep telling you guys, you know what? I'm a Scorpio. I'm cheap, okay? So no, I'm not gonna spend a whole bunch of money on makeup. I'm working behind this chair. I'm gonna sweat that stuff off in a few minutes. But honestly, when it comes to my hair, yeah, I've got the right hair care products. I got the right comb. I got the right tools, and of course, I have the right technique. But before I can have any of that to really work, I drink water all the time. As a matter of fact, the entire Reverence Design team, we like to practice what we preach behind the chair. It would be really kind of basically unethical for me to stand up here and tell you guys to do this stuff and then I'm not doing it myself. So I can tell you from a personal, standpoint that it is very, very, very important and highly beneficial to keep yourself looking really nice when you drink water, when you eat, more whole foods, when you exercise. Now, I'm not an exercise physiologist. I'm just going to step back so you guys can see my physique, okay? Now, I try to make sure that I'm moving. I'm on that treadmill at least, 3 times a week. When I'm in the salon, I'm making sure I'm taking brisk walks, when I'm going back and forth, between the dispensary and servicing my guests. When I'm standing behind the chair, I don't like to just stand. I try to make sure I'm moving around. I'm going back and forth, just trying to keep everything moving, because you know what? I ain't no tenderoni anymore. Hey guys, I'm 54 years old, so I don't really have the luxury to eat all the heavy food and then go home and just plop on the couch. So I have to practice what I preach, and you guys really wouldn't believe, is that really her hair? Does she do a lot of treatments? I don't do a lot of that stuff because I am frugal. No lie, I really am. And then number 1, more importantly than being frugal, I know the power of, drinking water, getting on that toilet, eating that food. I don't always want to do it. I'm like everybody else. Sometimes I just want a Snickers, but that's very far and few in between, in spite of how my hips look, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just, I'm a thick sister, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't want to go overboard and really push the gut and just have it, just out there. I'm already top heavy. I don't want to push it all out there, I already got big lips. I don't want to get all big all out there. So what do? I just kind of watch and monitor what I eat, and I do what I tell you guys, what I'm recommending. I'm not telling you guys, I'm recommending that you do this because it really does result in a beautiful reflection of yourself. And of course, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, and it's not always about the aesthetics, but of course, mentally, you just feel like the motherfucker plucking bomb diggity. And I'm rarely do I have like a really funk. I don't care what I'm going through. I don't want to look like it. You want to know why? Because I'm making sure I have those 5 components in place so that when life throws me a curveball, something is not going the way that I want it, I can actually kind of work through that a little bit more because I'm not all full of poop, if you know what I'm saying, okay? So there you have it. It's really important to do those simple things as the season changes. And then what naturally is going to occur, maybe just a little, you see a little shedding, but it won't be clumps and clumps of hair. And then also make sure you're cleansing your hair, at least once a week. For those of you who are like, I got braids in my hair. I just spent all this money on my weave. I can't get up in the morning. No. Next week I have something planned. Remember, soap and water is the most popular way to cleanse your hair, but it is not the only way. So dry cleansing methods will buy you a day or two. But at some point, you got to put a little soap and water on this situation. So don't wait too long as a practice without cleansing your hair, because more than likely that's the culprit to those little pieces of hair that we complain about, that's like on our clothes and we're doing this. That mostly is speaking to unclean hair, or maybe you're not combing it frequently throughout the day. Perhaps it might even be time to get those ends snipped, as opposed to, it's September 23rd is officially fall season, and so now my hair is going to come out. Oh, December 23rd, that's the winter equinox. And you know what? Now my hair is going to start shedding. I would kind of pipe down on that just a little bit, and let's be more practical, and let's start to look at the things that we're doing or not doing. If we're not drinking water, drink more water. If you're drinking water, drink a little bit more or continue to drink it, and so on and so forth, as it relates to your diet, as it relates to your fitness, as it relates to you going to the bathroom, and of course as it relates to you getting some rest, because when you get rest, that is when your body does what? It repairs itself. So these are things that has nothing to do, with the seasons, okay? So keep it simple out here, and I guarantee you're just gonna be really, really pleased. If you want to hear this a little bit more, you can definitely go to my podcast at What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon. Of course, you can follow me on all the social media platforms, where I try deliberately to keep my content the same across all the platforms. That way you won't be like, now wait a minute, she over here talking about this, she over there talking about that. So I try to keep the content the same all across the platforms to keep you guys informed and to let you know just how much I love and appreciate you, okay? So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Of course, now hold up. If y'all got some questions, go ahead on and drop them in the chat. I have no problem answering your questions. And as always, if you want your free shopper's guide to hair care products, as well as your free hair and scalp journal, you can just email me at ladoshaw@yahoo.com. And thank you guys so much for sending those emails in, because I'm just sending those PDF files out like I'm a secretary, okay? All right, last but not least, I would like to invite you guys to go to Kent State Museum, because last week, guess what? I was installed into this beautiful, beautiful exhibit called Textures. And so Textures is the exhibit at Kent State University, and it is to the art and history of Black hair. And when I tell you the exhibit is phenomenal, the exhibit is phenomenal. And my installation would be in what's called the Digital Green Book Project. And so this exhibit is interactive. And so what you're going to do is visit a kiosk, and then there's an actual tablet, and there are videos, there are actual videos of various cosmetologists and barbers and artisans, across Ohio, and we're being interviewed about our take on the beauty industry, and of course, textured hair. And so from there, you can pick out the words in our captions, right? And then it'll populate over into a digital, notebook, like a piece of paper, and then you can rearrange those words around to create your own poem. How about them apples? So I would like to send a super duper shout out to Dr. Tamika Ellington and of course Dr. Joseph Underwood. They are the curators of this wonderful exhibit. The book is also for sale. You can visit the Kent State University Museum's website as well, or you can just Google it. It's gonna pop up. It's on Amazon as well. So the book is a wonderful coffee table book, and I'll just open up so you guys can see, some of the images in the book. It's a forward by the way, by Ariana Tharps, and she is the author of Hair Story. And so here you can just see some of the images artifacts rather, that you will find in the museum up there. Guess who that is? It's me, Lolo. So here are some of the images of the videos that's in the Digital Green Book Project. It was more than an honor. So I believe that this is something you guys will enjoy immensely. There are also artifacts from Dr. Willie Morrow, which, by the way, he contributed a lot of artifacts to the exhibit. So again, check this out at Kent State University. Affordable, very affordable to enter. But hey, before I sign off, I got 2 more minutes. Hey, if y'all really want to go to this exhibit, all right, I think I'm up to maybe like 600 followers, okay? So if you really want this, you want to go check this out, and you're in the greater Cleveland area, or Canton, or Akron, or Kent area, maybe you want to gift this giveaway to someone who lives nearby. Maybe you want to fly in. All you have to do is email me at ladoshaw@yahoo.com, and I'll give you a free pass to the Texas exhibit. It is absolutely phenomenal. That's right. Email me at ladoshaw@yahoo.com, and the pass is all yours to do what you would like, but I hope you can check it out. If not, of course, you can gift it to someone you love and admire, okay? All right, guys, it's time for me to get back to work before my first person get here. My light went out. I'm thinking, y'all like, what happened, Ladosha? You were bright, okay? All right, guys, you know what I said when I'm always signing out, right? A whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and most certainly a whole lot of hair. But check this out. Excuse me. If you ain't got no hair, don't want no hair, can't stand hair. As a matter of fact, you're planning on cutting it off in 2021, but you still like watching hair porn? You know what I say? Hey, don't worry about it, guys. Just rub your beautiful bald head. Come on, say it with me. Y'all don't watch the video this far. Because bald heads are beautiful too, just like the camera. You.